going, guys? Andrew here.
David.
Caleb.
And Jacob.
Welcome back to another LCR podcast. Lights, camera, reaction.
We don't know what episode number because this could fall anywhere.
Yes, but there's no movie. There's no news.
Mm-hmm.
We're doing something different. We're here with Jacob. We're here with David. We're talking about David's career, where he sucked his money and life into, which are posters.
Mm-hmm.
And
this is just going to be a nice artsy, designy type
inspirational. We're just going to talk about posters, talk about his career, talk about ups and downs, stuff like that. And
this was recorded after the whole podcast because our original idea for the podcast was that it's going to be small enough to fit in with another segment, but
turned out to be a full podcast.
this is going to phase in and you guys are going to ignore a portion of the podcast that's only like a minute long anyways.
So anyways, without further ado, let's just
In
fade
between
into
there.
We want to talk to David here. This guy, he's a good friend, but he's
Because
also...
out of everyone in the group, your skill set is the most unique
Yes.
in what you do.
Yeah, he literally has a degree for what he's been doing since I've
Yeah,
met him.
literally the only professional in this friend group.
Yeah,
Exactly. Pretty much.
By definition.
and you... I guess if people want to know, what is your Instagram?
My personal one is...
Nobody cares about your personal life,
That's
David.
good, because I don't even know it.
Then why bring it up?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh.
Sorry, your Instagram.
My professional Instagram is Jones Design Posters. On
It's down in the
Instagram.
description.
Down the street. So go ahead and either pull that up on your Instagram, give it a follow,
Please.
pull it up on your laptop. So because we might be talking about a few of the posters that he's done there, so you guys can give a visual of what we're talking
People
about.
stop listening. Oh, I gotta do homework?
Yeah, pretty
Like
much.
this.
But we're not gonna be talking about that the whole time. We're just gonna be talking about David's skills, like how he learned his skills, who his sensei was.
He's got a specific set of skills.
Yes.
Mr. Miyagi was my son's.
Yeah. Spoiler alert! Oh my gosh.
This is the artsy side of the podcast.
Yeah, this is definitely different from anything else. So bear with us if we are a little awkward. Maybe like we don't
Did you
know
say
where the conversation
what your
will
degree
flow.
was?
Not yet. No.
Okay. Tell the lovely people.
I went to NIU in Illinois for what they called visual communication, which is widely known as graphic design.
Fancy
Yes.
term of
Yeah.
saying graphic design.
Exactly.
And you, what is your favorite thing to make?
Oh, man.
Well, in general.
Personal time, obviously, like we're going to talk about. I love making movie posters.
And that's what's all over your Instagram.
Yep, that's all of that one. But then during my class, I got really into branding, like company building, logo development, web development. It's all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, I saw your like the beers you made.
Yeah.
that was a
Yeah.
fun one that you
Yeah,
did.
that was a fun one.
Actually, no, I'm going to go through the Instagram and like pull some ones that I like and
There you
want to
go.
talk about.
So I guess we'll just open up on how you got started. When was the little flicker in your mind that you're like, shit, I found my passion. I found what I wanted to do.
Yeah. I am one of the fortunate ones that really knew what they were wanting to do for the longest time.
Yeah, that's asking a lot nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
I knew what I wanted to do ever since 7th grade. We had to do a... Yeah. We were in a technology class, and our teacher, Mrs. Brady, shout out, we did...
Listen to it.
Yeah, give it a listen. We did a lesson in Photoshop, which is the most basic, really, of the Adobe Suite. That is very widely used by a lot of people.
You asshole.
Yeah, you should throw that one up there.
Wow.
But anyway, yeah, we did a lesson in Photoshop, and basically what we had to do was just make a picture out of a bunch of different pictures. So it was basically just making a digital collage.
Mm-hmm.
And it just came really natural to me because I've always been this artistic kid, and doing it was just so much fun. And since
really
then,
nice.
I was just always making posters online, and over the years got a lot better from what I started doing.
I'm gonna cue in right here.
There we go.
So David has just a little, almost 200 posts. If you scroll all the way to the bottom, he has posted his very first poster he ever made back in 2007.
Yeah.
which is literally just a bunch of people from Smallville standing around each other.
Oh my god.
I love it, David.
Yep. My favorite TV show growing up was Smallville, and this
Yes. Fun fact: this is the biggest DC fanboy of the group.
Do you see his shirt?
Big fact.
Do you see it?
It is.
But just because he's also a Marvel fan, don't.
I am.
Nobody is hardcore leftist
One-sided.
or rightist. Yes.
But yeah, I grew up watching this show, and over the years, ever since I was really little, I go to these comic book conventions where I get to actually meet a bunch of these celebrities.
Mm-hmm.
So I made this poster in the goal of meeting everyone that's on the poster.
Have you?
And no, God no.
Percentage, maybe?
I'd say maybe 35,
All
40%.
right. There's like at least 20 people on here.
There's, I think, 27
All
on
right.
there.
Dang.
So yeah, I'd go around, have them sign that, and looking back at it, I wish I never did. But
I'm
a
embarrassed.
little bit, but that's okay. I was. maybe
Everyone has to start
11
somewhere.
there. Yeah,
Exactly. Look at your first writing thing, or look at the first video I ever made. Or
I mean, legit. That being like the first thing, that's
I
well above average.
I wish.
I mean, compared to someone that already has a skill set, maybe it's average, but like anyone else.
I got into filmmaking when I was 11, and my mom gave me this little shitty handy cam that took AA batteries.
Mm-hmm.
And at the time I was like, it was like fresh when I was like into like the Muppets and everything, so I had like a few of my own puppets, and I was obsessed with the Muppet Show, and so I would just put the camera on a tripod in front of my desk.
Of course.
I would make my own Muppet Show, and I didn't understand cuts. So I would I would get so mad at myself if I fucked up like 10 minutes into the
Yep.
recording, because then I'd be like, Andrew, now you have to start all over again.
Could you imagine?
It's like I was trying to do like a Broadway play pretty much, but
Little Kubrick over here.
right.
True.
But, so we all have those. I wish I had those videos still. I have no
Oh, I'd
idea where
love to
that
see
is,
those.
but
When are we getting the first draft of Dead Man Walking that you promised?
Gosh, I haven't thought about Dead Man Walking's first draft in a very long time. No, little side note. I wrote a draft for that poster right back there. Filmed it 3 years ago. And I never showed anybody the first draft of it because it was fucking awful.
You know what? If you guys
I
want to
did
watch the
not-
movie, I'll put that in the description as
Yeah,
well.
let's do it.
Do it.
It's a good movie.
I didn't even know you had a first draft.
I mean, everybody's a first draft.
Or still had it.
Yeah, no. The first draft.
I thought your first draft was your second draft. I thought that's how it works.
Yeah, no, I wrote a draft and things did stay, but there was one element I just cringe thinking of because it was just so like cheesy and just
Describe it.
there was a love story.
Really?
Oh
Yeah.
my god, you were gonna put a
I'm-
love story?
I'm not
in
saying
there?
who, but
Come on.
okay.
my.
No, I know. I can't.
Come on. Who is the girl at least?
No, it was gonna be your character and Drew.
I fucking hate you. I
Oh my
fucking
God.
hate you. Why didn't that stay?
Because it was so
my
corny,
Lord.
dude.
Was there a sex scene?
No, maybe I don't
No.
know. Probably not.
That's the question Matt always asks if he's ever in
That
a movie.
was. But all right, so
Put on a sock? That's how they do it, right?
so you.
Damn it.
So if you guys are just kind of scrolling through, he's made ones for Beauty and the Beast, whatever the hell that was. Some show called Chuck, probably overrated. And then you get into Man of Steel, which is your boy, man.
This is my boy.
This is
Yep.
a big inspiration, I think.
Yeah. Man of Steel has been my favorite DC movie ever since it came out, and I really enjoyed making posters for that.
Little side note, fun fact: we randomly saw Caleb at the premiere. Of
Oh,
that
yeah.
before we were even
yeah.
like a little
Oh, yeah.
awkward interaction, like Caleb, Andrew.
That might have been my first time meeting you.
Yeah.
Did it? I think it was worse because, like, you guys were a row ahead and I walked past and I sat
Yeah.
down for like a minute. It's like, or I don't know how long it was. And then awkwardly come up behind you and be like, Andrew?
It was weird shit.
Yeah.
It was-
I don't even know what we said. And then
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was my first time seeing you since
Yeah.
like Southeast.
and
Yeah,
David's first time
literally
ever.
First time.
Yeah.
That was meant to be then.
It was meant to be.
Was.
Wow.
Look where we are now. Holy shit.
Because of
6
Henry
years?
Cavill's Superman.
6 years later.
Wow.
Damn. Yeah. Well, look at that.
Wait, only 6 years?
Yeah, 2013 is when the movie came out.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Dark Knight. Yeah. Dark
Dark
Knight
Knight
Rises
Rises
came
came
down
out
to
the
2012.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Huh.
Damn. It feels like I thought it was like 2011 or 2010.
Feels like it.
We're old.
Weird.
No, we aren't. No, not yet. Not yet. 26. Okay. Then
26.
then we're old. 26, 27.
Great.
But yeah. So do you think that? I mean, obviously you're a big fan of DC. Do you see yourself leaning towards more of those posters in the early years over
Oh, for sure.
anything
For sure.
else?
Yeah. Even still today.
Do you want to jump into that?
Yeah.
The Justice League thing?
Sure. Yeah, even today, I'm always more DC oriented because I grew up with that. There was a lot less Marvel growing up.
And you loved Arrow too.
I did. Yeah.
I mean, to be honest, the stuff we had as a kid was kind of catered towards DC.
Mhm.
All
Yeah.
Marvel's
Yeah.
animated
That's
stuff.
true. Marvel
was very
sucked,
subpar.
honestly.
Pretty much Marvel only had Spider-Man for the longest time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, X-Men animated was good, but
Oh,
like
yeah,
as far
that's
as their
true.
movies,
But like, I personally didn't grow up with that.
mhm.
I didn't either.
I didn't grow up with that. So for me,
like Batman the animated series.
Yeah, I loved
Justice
Batman.
Justice League Unlimited,
dude, Justice League theme for that like cartoon with all of them
I
walking.
love it.
and that
It's
the
great.
back shot, they're like the walk with the shadow,
Yeah.
and that was
Mhm.
amazing. And then seeing the full lineup for Unlimited, oh my god, dude!
That's why
Which just turned 15 years today.
Stop.
everything is just falling into place.
Yeah.
It just
The planets
perfection.
Are alive.
And then you see the live action, you're just like, what went wrong? Oh, a lot of things.
Everything.
and Warner Brothers just has not been
No.
developing their stuff well.
So then I guess because we're on the topic of DC and everything, and everybody's the Schneider cut and this Justice League Rebirth hashtag bring it back, give us the cut at Comic-Con. Tell
Give
us
us the
about
cut.
that because you've been talking about this for like at least
Yes.
2 years. You've shown us one of the cuts,
Wow. Fan cut. Yeah.
fan cut. Yes, not his cut, but a fan edit of it.
Yeah. I've been very vocal on my Instagram about the release the Snyder Cut movement, which isn't even really just about Justice League. At the core, a lot of
Yeah,
people.
what is it about? I'm kind of curious now.
A lot of people are calling us a cult, which.
Oh my gosh, you guys gonna
Dang.
drink the Kool-Aid next or something?
Oh yeah, totally.
Could you put your knife away, please?
I'm not joining.
In some ways, sure, but at the core
You heard it here.
of this movement,
At least it's not like Area 51 level cult.
it's true. We're not storming Area 51. FBI, get off our
Or
butts.
Snyder's front yard.
Unless it's there, I'll go. That's fine.
That's it.
Yep, it's being kept. It's being kept there.
Yeah, but at the core of the movement, it's about bigger production studios allowing their directors to have artistic freedom with
Preach.
their projects.
Mm-hmm.
Because what happened with Justice League is the whole movie was basically finished. But then with the death of Zack Snyder's daughter, which was tragic, they ended up replacing him with Joss Whedon. And
Do you think they almost were like hoping, like they were trying to get an excuse to get him out of the seat? And then they saw that, and then they were like, "Oh, perfect opportunity, buddy. Take a break. Sorry for your loss. Josh Whedon, come over here really quick."
God, that sounds like some House of Cards level shit. Like they pushed his daughter in front of a train and did it on purpose.
You never know, man.
Because they take a Marvel saboteur to bring into the big DC Justice League crossover movie. There's a lot of controversy in that.
It's like they didn't have faith, but they couldn't say no to Snyder. Like he was like probably like, "Oh, I can't wait to make Justice League," and they're like, "Yeah, buddy, we can't wait either. We really don't want you to make it though."
Yeah, it's just at the core of the movement. It's all about artistic freedom
So
and
was-
allowing directors to do what they want to do.
A big one I think of, like another one. Matt's not here to bitch at me, but Alien 3 with David Fincher. like he's an amazing director, and that was his first movie, and everybody that's like one of the biggest movies where the producers wanted one thing, the director wanted one. Everybody was fighting. That's why there's the director's cut, the assembly cut, the producer's cut. Like there's all these different cuts of this movie. And at least they're out there though. And like that's why you're saying this isn't fair. That
Alien has 3 cuts, right?
Yeah, like why can't we have this? Why can't we have his cut?
Yeah.
Was Jeff Johns in the staff by the time Justice League came around?
Yep. He was.
If anything, if he had a little more control too.
How are things looking? I mean, Comic-Con came and went. Did anything big happen during then?
Well, we all know that Warner Brothers wasn't actually at this year's
Pretty
Comic-Con.
sure you guys bought park benches for
Yeah.
advertisement.
Yep.
That's one of the great things about this movement. We raised nearly $100,000 to get promotional material.
Damn,
out
David's
into
doing
the
shit.
world.
What the
What
fuck are
the-
we doing?
Yeah, we had billboards posted in San Diego at the entrances leading into the building, leading into
Wow.
the city. We had bus stops, posters all around the city.
I didn't know about that.
Yeah, I saw the bus stop stuff. I didn't see the posters though.
Yeah, this is a lot bigger than I thought it was.
It's huge. Yeah, it's
All
huge.
that money costed roughly $85,000, and then the remaining $15,000 was donated to the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention
Damn.
in
Wow.
honor
There you
of
go.
Zach's daughter.
There you go.
So, if anyone out there is saying we're not doing anything,
You're doing
Yeah.
Check
something
your
right there.
facts.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
I did
Yeah.
not know that part.
Yep.
That's pretty cool.
Shoot.
Dang.
Yep.
Are you guys still doing stuff? Next plan? Your next stage?
Kidnap Zack Snyder.
True.
No, but we briefly talked about all these fan cuts that are out there. There are tons that are out there, and I've been fortunate enough to be able to work as a poster designer for
His
one that is calling themselves Justice League Rebirth.
which,
And they found me back in
like
November, I think.
But yeah, 3rd picture,
the
right?
third one, this one.
No, that's just.
Do you have a one?
Yeah.
Oh, which one? Oh, my bad, guys. We're gonna find out what poster he's talking
But yeah,
about.
back in November,
Oh,
they contacted
okay.
me. They said they've been following me for a while. They like my stuff, and they want me to make their promotional material. And I was honored by this. Thank you guys for allowing me to do that. So they had me make a teaser poster, which I made in the style of one of Man of Steel's first posters, and then I also did a more theatrical poster, which revealed the whole setup. So I was really fortunate to be able to do that.
You sound like a founding father.
Right?
True.
Like,
Well,
dang, dude, where are you gonna go with this? Like,
Has there been any form of like recognition by Warner Bros. Or Snyder or anyone, even like the actors?
yeah, Dark, the voice actor of Darkseid, right, is
yeah,
kind of doing stuff or did
he's-
something.
He's trying to get the word out there too, but I've also recently been followed by the actor who originally was playing Ares in Justice League.
Yeah.
Which, because of the whole Justice League change-up, he was not even credited for his role in the movie, which he was in, which is unfortunate again.
What?
Yeah, not being credited for being in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's a lot farther up the totem pole than a background actor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
What the hell?
in the credits where it says Ares, the actor who played him in the Wonder Woman movie is credited.
Right.
Huh.
Oh, what the what?
What?
Yep.
That's dumb.
Was
Oh
he
my
like?
gosh.
He wasn't like a mocap actor, was he?
No.
Like his face is
He was
actually
in
in
full
the movie.
costume. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What?
They didn't like CGI the Wonder Woman
Freaking
actor on there.
Lupton only
Yeah.
taking the credit, man.
That's part of the contract.
Yeah, but he recently started following me and reached out to me, and he has a few movie projects that he said he might want me to help do some poster
Dude.
concepts for him. So
That's
That's
very
what's
cool.
up.
yeah, it's really cool.
I got a question.
Yeah.
A little embarrassing one. Not really
Go
embarrassing.
for it.
Did you pee the
within-
bed this morning?
No.
I guess just kind of like take a stab at yourself. In the last year, what's probably the worst poster you made? Because you've been on fire for quite a while now.
Oh yeah.
So
You've definitely bucked your style. I
Yeah,
would
you,
say.
you found what you were good at.
Mhm.
Yeah, it seems like for the longest time, I was having trouble because they have this whole thing for writers called writer's block, where they
Right.
just don't
Yeah.
know what to make. They're uninspired. They don't know what to do.
Just looking at your
I
blank
can't
canvas.
tell you how much
Yeah,
I've
I mean,
suffered
I'm
from
sure you
that.
can relate.
Oh my
Jacob's 2 cents.
goodness.
It's the worst, and us.
Jacob's the writer, guys, by the way.
I
Or
am.
literally us sitting on a couch, like, all right, what's this skit gonna be about?
Pretty much.
It's literally the worst thing ever, honestly.
Yeah.
Um,
Looking.
but yeah, artist block is totally real too. Because I remember some time where I was only making like, I think it was 2017. I only made like 9 or 10 posters.
Really?
There was, I don't know if it was that year, but there was definitely a year where I didn't post a lot, which sucked, and I really wanted to get out of. And it was around winter break my last school year, that I really just had enough of it, and that whole winter break which was only like 3 weeks. I pumped out like probably a good 8 or 9 posters. So
I feel like there's a huge stigma on artists in general, like visual artists, because like people can look at a picture and be like, that could be done in like an hour. What do you mean this took you weeks to make?
Mm-hmm.
yeah, there have been posters that have taken me months to make.
You made 12 posters in 2015,
Yeah.
2017.
Yeah.
At least you got one a month out.
Yeah, I'm really trying to do.
But dude, that's where you made like your best poster.
It is. Yeah, that took me a long time.
That was the one, and we can talk about that later because
Mhm.
that's a pretty cool story. That's the one that you brought to
New York.
New York, and you
Yes.
got it.
Ah, fuck it. Let's talk about it now.
Yeah.
I love this story.
Okay.
Yeah, one of my posters. Well, before I get into that, this brand new convention company called Ace Comic Con was announced, and brand new. No one ever heard of
Mhm.
it. And
Yeah, hopefully people watching this, you've heard of it now.
Yeah.
It's been
Yeah.
out.
go.
Been a
Make
thing
it
for what, a few
great
years now?
celebrity, yes.
Hell yeah, dude.
It's really cool.
But when
It's
it
like
was
what, their third year, second year
second
being a convention.
second full year.
Second full year. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
still a baby.
Yeah.
It'll be like they started like 2 Christmases ago.
Mhm.
Yeah. So this will be their 3rd Christmas coming up.
All right.
When it was first announced, they had Henry Cavill and Gal Gadot listed as guests, which was
That's
huge.
huge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gal Gadot.
Never seen before, ever. So I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm going. I touched Andrew about this. He was like, yeah, I'm down. And then Jason Momoa, Ray Fisher, and Ezra Miller all get added too. I'm like, oh my god, this is
Ray
my dream.
Fisher is Cyborg.
Yeah.
Ray Fisher's Cyborg. Yeah,
Jeez.
great guy too.
Oh, duh, they had literally everyone, right? Except for.
Except for Ben Affleck.
It
Yeah.
was too expensive.
Um,
You wanted like the rumor was like $1 million per day or something.
I don't know. I don't remember.
That was the rumor I heard.
I could see it though.
Yeah, so so this was my dream come true. Meeting a cast of characters that I grew up with, not necessarily these actors, but just the embodiment
Mhm.
of these
Right.
characters was
But like that's also
amazing.
That was your Superman.
Yeah.
Henry is my Superman. Yeah. So I wanted to make something really special for this one, and I made one of my still to this day favorite posters I've ever made, and I got to have them all sign it. So.
If you scroll down towards where you see there's 3 Walk on Water posters that he did. It's right above it. It's like the gold, white Justice League.
But go into a little more detail of someone who
Yeah.
really liked your poster.
Why this poster is awesome. Why there's a
Yeah.
even special little
Um,
kick in there.
when we got in line to meet Jason Momoa, he liked it so much that he gave me his manager's business card because they wanted to
Still so crazy.
either take this poster and print it out to have him sign at events or sell it off for charity or stuff like that. I don't know if any of that ever happened, but it's still cool.
Dude, it was just so genuine. He was like, "This is the
Yeah.
coolest poster I've ever seen." Like he was
And coming from Jason Momoa, who
right because you look at this poster and then you look for the actual marketing of Justice League and you're like, "This is a lot more epic."
Or plus, they're so used to the average poster coming up, not someone with their own poster.
Right? Yeah,
Yeah.
they're gonna
So
sign.
it sticks out more. They're
Yeah.
like,
Because studios
"Did you make
now,
this? This is
because
awesome."
studios now really aren't original with their posters.
They're
I
not,
feel like
which sucks.
it's not like the 80s and 90s and 70s. Where
Oh,
like, it
dude,
was
yeah.
just-
Because like there's, lack for a better term, there's an algorithm. There's
Yeah.
a certain style
Mhm.
that sticks and it
Yeah.
changes.
It's the Star Wars now. Everybody just kind of copied Star Wars, where it's just a bunch of faces and cool
Yeah.
images on the like.
That,
if
and
you-
there's literally the blues and the oranges. Like
Yeah.
the one once they transitions to orange, like that's
Yep.
hmm
copied
Yep.
in this past few years.
But it's a fun story to tell because it's just. Was that like one of your
Sadly-
first moments, like where you kind of like? Was that like one of the first moments as celebrities ever really like appreciated your work, or has there been ones previously?
One of the first few moments. There were a few that happened before, but
Mhm.
that was a big one. Yeah.
I mean, freaking Aquaman.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
That's
insane.
That's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
It does suck that nothing else could have come out of that, but that's
Yeah.
still huge.
Yeah.
Right. It's,
I mean, Jason couldn't have invited us over to his house or anything.
Oh, yeah.
They had
My
a snap
man.
party.
dude,
Come on,
have a
man.
freaking party. Hell, dude, I follow him on Instagram. He seems like he has a
Yo,
great
do
time.
you still have the number for Amber Heard?
Please.
Did she bring her red wig?
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
I don't think you answered the question though.
Yeah.
Your least favorite poster?
Oh yeah.
Maybe off the top of your head, or would you have to look at that? I'd assume they'd be like some of your first ones, just because your lack of knowledge
Yeah.
or experience.
Yeah, definitely. Looking back, I started so long ago. All of
This
those
is kind
are-
of a random one to make.
Yeah.
He made a Divergent
I saw
poster.
a Divergent movie. I was young and naive at the time. I liked it, so I made a poster. Yeah.
Nah, dude, this was like the year we
Yeah.
graduated.
Yeah.
This was the fall of the year we
Don't call it
graduated.
I had this thought earlier, and it'd be really cool, like, once we're a big enough channel and you're, like, on the payroll, like, if you were making, like, not the thumbnails, but, like, when we're talking about a movie and we just have a display with our own original poster made by David, and, like, it's like, that looks fucking dope. And, like, we just
Yeah.
have all this artwork for these movies, because, like, if you get to that level where you can make a poster every week, and if we're in the movie business, so you'd already be making those kind of posters to get your own taste out there. But like Avengers 16 comes out and it's like, oh
Yeah.
look
There-
at this
there
cool
it is.
fucking
It's
poster.
I guess we'll get into that you've made posters for me in the
I
past.
have.
I am a young, inspiring
Including this
filmmaker.
Mhm.
Right there.
That one right up there.
Viewers can see.
Back in my senior year, I did my first short film called A Long Way Home,
It
and
was junior year.
it was junior year.
Yeah.
I thought
No, it was senior.
yeah, I thought it was senior year. Yeah, it was senior year.
Yeah, it was
It's
senior
your
year because
movie.
we were.
Yeah, I was.
Yeah, because we were in film and lit at the time.
Yeah, we were. We watched it at my graduation.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know my life.
Shout out to Rob Majerus,
Rob
Sycamore High
Majerus.
School.
So yeah, we did A Long Way Home. He made a really, really awesome kick-ass poster. I love it.
Mhm.
And then he made another one for Pay the Price. We filmed that summer, which was very Jump Street-esque,
Yeah.
gangsterish looking white
Yeah.
dude poster.
White dude.
And then let's see. There's one more I want you to. Oh, RPP. What happened
my
there?
God.
Yeah.
That has
Rip.
been in what they call development hell for a while now.
But he's made this beauty that we pointed out a few times above Caleb, starring Caleb and Jacob in the way corner. Don't know if you can see it, but
Like I said in the description.
in the
You guys
description,
want to watch that?
Dead Man Walking. It was almost a feature length film. I was very
I really
proud of
wish
it.
that's how long my hair was in the movie. God, it was so hot when we were filming that movie.
I
That
did-
day sucked.
Dude, I loved like the very first day of filming, and because you guys didn't get a haircut or anything, and I think Kyle was like, "So can I shave and like get a haircut?" And I was like,
Do you know how this
Nope.
works?
I was like, "No, dude, we filmed like like scene 7. I can't film a scene
Yeah.
before now because you're gonna look like an idiot." So you guys have your long ass hair for the rest of the shoot. Which one was your favorite out of those?
Out of the ones I've made for you,
yeah,
definitely that one.
definitely that one.
Yeah, that one was.
I really like the Friends one. For
Yeah.
shorts.
That's another one. Yeah, for the short little shorts that we make. I make we do like TV season kind of things.
Yeah, first was like
First one was Full House, right?
no, but the poster was
Oh, the poster.
Brady Bunch.
Brady Bunch.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
He
not
made
to,
that
like,
one,
gloat, but I made it for our project, so I took over the reign.
But then our opening intro for this new season was the Friends theme song. So I kind of recreated one of the Friends posters, which is a lot of fun.
Blue jeans, white shirt, chilling on a
Crap top.
staircase. It's
Yep.
great.
What would the next one be?
If we ever did a season 3 of Eat Our Shorts,
Oh my
I always thought Cheers.
Or whether it's like the bar? or
Yeah, I
something?
always
Yeah.
thought that would be the song. We would do a song for
Oh,
Cheers.
that'd be
Like
cool.
that would be the intro
Yeah.
song.
That'd be
That's,
cool.
Everyone knows your name.
I envisioned it,
Yeah.
but
Oh
I don't
my
think it'll ever
God.
come
Yeah,
to
I don't think
fruition.
another season will come of that.
It would be
If
fun
you
just
guys
to
move
record that.
down.
It'd be fun just to record the Cheers like part. Like that would
It
be
would.
good because I
Mhm.
do love that song. It's a very like come together song. Like we're all
Right.
here to drink
Yeah.
and party, and so. But that's what I envisioned if we ever did do a season 3.
Next one could be like an anime intro.
That'd be fun.
intense.
Oh man.
Sweeping ankles, running in place.
But and then I want to talk about one thing that you've done recently is make posters for Christmas gifts,
Yeah.
which are a lot of fun. 1 year, I think it was like 3 years ago, he gave us this coupon
Oh my God.
with his logo on it, and it was.
I'm
for-
pretty sure I haven't redeemed mine yet.
No, you did.
I did?
Yeah.
Which one did I redeem?
Wow. Okay.
Of course you did.
Actually, it expired.
Yeah, I did. I made this little coupon kind of thing where you could redeem it for a free
bitched
12
about
by
mine.
18, a free 12 by 18 movie poster of that I make of your choosing. So the first one I made, which was
Kyle,
really
right?
quick, it was for Kyle, and he wanted me to make an American Horror Story poster.
Which I really like.
Right here,
Yeah,
Caleb, if you
That
want
was
to
really cool.
reference it.
That was a lot of fun.
Totally
making.
out of date now, but.
Oh, yeah. But at the time, it was,
Yep.
yeah.
And then you two were the last two to
What, yeah,
redeem it.
what did Matt do?
I don't think I made one for Matt.
No, or Mitchell?
No.
No.
No, probably won't ever for him. He probably has forgotten about it. So
You probably won't even listen to this podcast.
probably
Big
I
not.
say
Thanks.
that at least every other podcast.
But for Jacob, I made a Christopher Nolan tribute.
Have you seen that one, Caleb?
Yeah.
Oh, it's so good.
Yo.
Which was
Have you ever thought about doing that as a series?
I have, yeah. It's been a.
I mean, this is like the
tour
perfect
around.
picture
What
to
do you mean?
use. Like, just do other directors with a
Oh.
portrait shot and then do the same thing with all their movies.
Yeah, that's it. That's easily like one of my favorite things.
Oh, it's
I own.
awesome.
That
Yeah.
was really cool. Too.
Mm-hmm.
Now, did you legit just take a bunch of screenshots and crop them all to that size?
I had to do
Collage
that,
like that?
with. I think it was his first movie.
The
which
Following
was
or
the
Memento?
The Following.
Okay, yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. All the other ones, I found websites that had screen caps listed,
Mhm.
and I just downloaded them and resized them. And
Okay.
everything.
Yeah.
And then for Andrew, he made two. He wanted me to make him two smaller ones, which I'm like, all right, okay.
Oh, that's okay.
That's what's up there,
Gotta
yeah.
run the system.
Muppet parodies.
Muppet parody posters.
Yeah, hell yeah.
And he gave me a big list of these classic movies that I could choose from, and I inevitably landed on The Graduate and Breakfast Club, which were, let's just say it was really good that they were supposed to be smaller posters.
Would you say that that's the hardest post you've ever done?
It's,
Because I remember you were bitching at me.
in terms of image quality, absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take mine to the max. I want one poster that's just a collage of 36 2x3
Oh my
images,
God.
all original.
But yeah, it was just so hard finding Muppet pictures at good quality that I could use, and it was.
They look good, though.
It was a challenge.
Mhm.
They look good.
It was definitely a challenge.
I love the Breakfast Club one.
That one's my favorite of the two.
But then, yeah, you just see that thick thigh.
Mm.
Or calf, I guess. But
Yep.
The Graduate. We're talking about Miss Piggy's leg.
Mhm.
What... So, how do I put this? Have you ever had any, like, issues? Like, I know, like, when on YouTube, a big thing is getting claims, getting copyrights for, like, videos for using a little sound bit, stuff like that. Have you ever gotten flagged on Instagram or Facebook from people being like, "Hey, you took my image. Like, I'm gonna kill you."
Yeah, crediting is always a huge thing.
Yeah, copyright. Holy crap! Oh God.
Yeah, some horror stories.
No,
Oh, really?
I really don't.
Knock on wood.
Yeah. Luckily, I feel like I don't have as big of a Instagram presence.
Plus, I imagine you get a lot of your stuff from like still images of the actors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you're not taking from individuals. If anything, you're taking from
No.
a corporation.
You're taking stuff from Sony, from Marvel, from
Yeah.
DC. You're not
And if
stealing from
anything,
another artist.
that falls into fair use territory because you're changing the image. Whereas, like, if you're taking stuff from other creators, then it's like,
Can
at least
everything-
promote me or something.
Can everything just be like public domain?
Right.
That'd be nice.
Then I could maybe make
Yeah.
a little bit of money, but not gonna go there. But yeah, luckily I haven't had any issues with that yet. Hopefully never, because especially being someone who's actually trying to go into the graphic design field, I don't want any quote unquote blood on my hands. So.
Yeah, don't do that.
But yeah, it's copyright's a crazy thing to deal with. It's so many layers to it. It's honestly really confusing to me still because I just haven't had much experience in it. So you
Plus,
just really got to be careful.
So many
to
people
what you do.
abuse the system and will go after you for something even though you're well within your right to use it. They just see a smaller creator and they're just like, hey, I can pick on this guy. I'm going to try to get my stuff, mess his life. I want to do something.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah, definitely. Literally what happened to us on our podcast.
Bully him around.
Our Spider-Man podcast, somebody
Yeah,
put
I
a
still don't
claim.
even know if that was like an
We got
accident or-
striked, so then our podcast got taken down.
Yeah.
And we were like, dude, literally it's just us talking, and the music is from the YouTube studio. We stole nothing. And so it just sucks that people can just be bitches like that. And
Yeah, there are definitely some companies that are a lot more touchy with that stuff, and they'll just like immediately if they see anything, it's like, nope.
Did
take
you
that
ever
off for
learn how it goes in like the book world for copywriting? Like, did you ever like learn about that in your classes?
Plagiarism.
Yeah.
It's definitely plagiarism is the biggest thing in the
Well,
writing industry.
If not even plagiarism, like what if it's just like somebody saying like you took my idea when maybe you didn't? Like maybe you're just like, how the hell did I know that you
Yeah,
and I
see
had
that.
the same
Yeah,
idea?
that's exactly that's a tough thing to deal with because there's been writing all the way back to the caveman days. So there's literally pretty much an idea you've thought of. Someone has probably thought and has written about that idea already.
Right, definitely.
So it's just trying to be original and trying to stand out from everyone else and try not to follow the tropes of a certain genre.
Yeah, like that's the thing that everyone's always told me. Like, when you're in some kind of artistic field, it's hard to be original because every idea has been thought of before.
Yeah.
And you have to try to just make it your own in whatever way you can.
Exactly.
you're gonna see a movie and you'll be like, oh, this is like that,
Yeah.
and this is like that movie.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
okay, maybe he didn't think, maybe that director or the writer didn't think that, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Like you could break every movie down to its simplest elements and be like, oh, this is your basic love story in this action movie that's like every other movie.
Exactly.
An example that I guess is relevant right now is literally The Lion King is Hamlet but animals. It's literally a Shakespeare story that everybody pretty much read in high school, and it's told by safari animals.
Exactly.
So like right there, like is that like a copyright kind of thing? Like I don't think it would be.
Right.
No, I
because
don't
it's
It's just so different.
Yeah.
It's kind of like how you were saying that you took something and then you put your own thing over it. It's not like you just took that. It's not like
I'm so glad we're not in the music world because I don't know if you guys heard about like Katy Perry's Dark Horse.
Yeah, I
Just
saw that.
was found guilty for stealing from some Christian rap song.
Really?
Yeah. And I don't know what the jurisdiction of that is. Music is a totally different territory.
hell
Music
Like
is
with,
rough.
I'm pretty sure that's also
Ice
like
Ice.
one of her biggest songs too. So
Ice Ice
that's-
Baby being the biggest culprit of all, stealing from Under Pressure.
Yeah.
That
Oh.
whole legal debate of just stealing from the song. But then again, that's sampling. So what's the difference between sampling
Exactly.
something and stealing a beat?
Yeah, I think the person who like masterfully did like taking ideas before and making them their own was George Lucas with A New Hope. Is that he took all these ideas from, samurai movies,
Seven
Western movies.
Samurai?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Or-
that's the
or-
big one.
Yeah, Seven Samurai, you know, the old spaghetti westerns like Clint Eastwood, all that in there.
Mhm.
He took all these different genres and molded them into Star Wars, put his own spin on them.
And Caleb and I have talked about it. Like, Star Wars is really the only successful thing that's really not based on another source material. Like, it is
Yeah.
related to other things, but like when you look at all these Marvel movies, they had something previously. They had
Exactly.
comic books. Harry Potter had books.
Mhm.
Those
Exactly.
books were original, but not the movies.
Yeah.
Was there something recently that we thought of too? Like within the past 10 years?
Maybe.
Probably something smaller.
I don't remember what podcast.
But like you got
that
your
was.
Game of Thrones, you got the Golden Compass, which is coming to
Yeah.
HBO as
Yeah.
well.
Everything
Not under that
has
name.
a history of something else besides Star Wars. Star Wars took elements of things, but there was never really something that's like, hey, this was actually Star Wars before
And then Star Wars
Yeah.
had books and comics after the fact.
Exactly.
Yeah. But it's just that whole copywriting, stealing, whatever it is.
Yeah, it's
High
nuts.
school stresses on it, but I still use Cliff Notes.
Don't worry, I did too.
Thankfully, I still think there is plenty of original ideas to
Oh yeah.
come off of. Hollywood's just lazy.
But see, that's a tough thing. Is that original ideas usually don't sell well because no one knows what they are or haven't heard them.
Or not just like
before.
sell well, but like studios don't want to take the chance either.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like a good example of a movie that did well and a movie that did bad, Get Out
Mm-hmm.
was original and amazing. But then A Cure for Wellness, which I personally enjoyed, was pulled within like 2 weeks from theaters,
Yeah.
2 or 3 weeks.
It was really
And I'm like, dude, like, you should have given this movie a chance. Like, it was original. Like, I saw it. I was like, this movie's fucked up. It's pretty good.
Had
It
great
was
reviews
original,
too, didn't
though.
it?
No,
Really?
it didn't have bad. It was like 50s. Like everybody was like hit or miss, and like, but I remember Caroline and I saw the movie, and then we were like kind of like we should go see that again, and then we went to the theater and it was gone. And I was like, what the? It just came out
Yeah.
like 2 weeks ago. Why'd you pull? And so like, it sucks that like the whole. I mean, Marvel ruined it. Everything needs to be connected. Everything has to have big
Yep.
actors to
Mhm.
push the movies now. Like, we're really in a time where an actor, you just name drop actors now. Like, The
Yeah.
Lion King, like, every voice actor is a celebrity. Like,
Yeah.
even,
Yep.
like, young Simba's, like, some famous young kid. Like,
Mhm.
everybody is famous. You don't have... In a big budget movie, you don't really have a risk taker, which is cool for the new Asian superhero.
Shang-Chi.
Shang-Chi, that he is a nobody. It's awesome that they're risking it
Mhm.
for this guy. He's probably going to knock it out of the park. He has a great sense of humor from his tweets, at least, that I've
It
seen.
seems like Disney's kind of doing it, like what they did with Aladdin. Naomi Scott has been in the movie here and there, but still relatively
Yeah, that's
smaller.
a good one.
And Mulan.
But then even, like, I mean,
That's got
Dumbo
smaller
was
names.
just celebrities up the
Yeah.
wazoo.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Even the Little
Lion King.
Mermaid.
Oh, gosh.
Halle Bailey is still a smaller actress. So I think
Yeah.
with these live action ones that they're trying to get smaller actors, which I guess is kind of noble of Disney, but it's a
No.
different conversation.
Different conversation. One thing I want to ask, like, who are the heroes? Who are the people that you look up to, who inspire you, that you look at what they do and you're like, I want to do that.
I think one's obvious.
Yeah, definitely. At least in terms of my poster design that I always do. Yes, we are. We're gonna meet Boss Logic.
Oh my god, I'm so
at
excited.
This new Ace Comic Con coming up in Midwest in October, and Andrew and I are so psyched to meet him because he's reached over 1 million followers on Instagram.
Dude, his name's been dropped on like Jimmy Kimmel.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Jake Gyllenhaal
huge.
His name is huge
dropped his
now.
name, and I'm never gonna reach that level. for
Hey,
sure.
no, you
Not
will.
with the attitude. Stop.
Yeah, come
Um,
on. We're all going to be rich and famous.
Exactly.
Do you know what poster you're gonna bring to him?
Why would I bring a poster to him?
I don't know.
No, I'm gonna buy one of his.
When you want to be like, I'm a big fan of yours. Here's some I just want to show you.
No,
Maybe
I'll
have
just
him
show him
sign
my
it.
Instagram. Yeah, I don't know.
Just give him a
Maybe
bit.
you should like what you did to Henry. Maybe like write him a little note.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you did. That's what you did for Henry that one time. That was sweet.
But yeah, Boss
Do like
Logic
fan art
is-
with him since he's done a face reveal finally.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
It took him a while, but that was a good one for him.
He's
to
been
do.
a huge inspiration in the fan art community. He was one of my first people that I followed. 'Cause even just seeing him grow over the years,
Mhm.
it's been incredible.
And he's definitely like the independent
Yep.
guy.
Yep.
Like that's the
Like,
most.
he's even
popular
working
graphic
with
designer.
Marvel now.
Yeah, he
And
did
that's-
marketing for
that's my
Far From Home.
dream.
Really?
So it's
Yeah.
like if this guy can do it.
Did he do the mess up
Hopefully I
with the
can
eye
do it.
patch, or was that somebody else's?
No, that was something.
Oh, yeah.
That was
totally
funny.
something else. But yeah, there's him, and then there's.
And he comes out with stuff like on the daily, right?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Yep.
dude, when a name is dropped, next
Yep.
30 minutes something's up.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's
Or-
so impressive.
Or he'll just be like messing around. Here's this, and then you're just like, you're just messing around.
Yep.
Like you just.
I mean, when that's your hobby
Made-
and your job, you're doing that all the time.
But then he gets buzzed. Like he'll just be like, here's a celebrity I think would look good as Wolverine, and then every comic book news source is gonna take that picture and be like, Boss Logic like
Mhm.
predicts this or whatever, or
Mhm.
like a good one is after Mahershala Ali won Best Supporting Actor this year, he posted a picture of him as Blade and be like, come on, Marvel. 6 months later, 5 months later, Mahershala Ali is Blade. So did Boss Logic do that?
And there's one other thing too. It was before Justice League came out. He did an edit of Joe Manganiello as Deathstroke, and it's widely believed that he's the reason why he got casted in the Justice League movie.
See,
All
he has
right.
power.
Yeah.
He has power.
This
so.
guy's just that level godly. It's so amazing.
Besides him, maybe is there any really the only like famous poster for movies I can think of is like I say that I don't know his name, but like the guy that
Drew
did.
Struzan,
There we go.
Raiders of the Lost Ark,
Yep.
Star Wars, all that,
Yep,
all
that
the
stuff.
drawing
Those
ones.
classic,
Oh.
actually handmade movie posters. That's just amazing. Yeah.
They don't make them like that anymore.
No, they don't.
That's why I love the
unfortunately.
Once Upon a Time one because it reminds me of that a little bit.
With the one with the white border.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's what it reminds me of. Like if this came out back in the day, that's what it would look
Oh
like.
yeah.
Surprised there's not like a high grade filter that can make that effect.
I'm sure there is,
Mhm.
Yeah.
Is he still around?
Yeah.
He is?
Yeah, he's still
Okay.
around.
Still
He's still doing the Star Wars posters.
Oh, okay.
I know he at least.
I didn't know that those
did-
were in that
yeah,
form.
I know he at least did The Force Awakens. I'm not sure about The Last Jedi.
Yeah, I thought the Last Jedi's poster was different from
Yeah.
all the rest.
Yeah.
Everything about the Last Jedi.
For another day.
Yeah, but then in a more professional setting, there's Paul Rand who did so many famous logos, such as the CBS logo. I know you have no idea who I'm talking about right now.
I know what the CBS logo is
yeah,
though. So
and then there's Massimo Vignelli who designed the subway layout posters for the New York subway system, like all those colored.
Oh.
he did that.
Huh.
There's just so many legends in the design community that I just hope one day I can live up to. So.
one day you can have your design in every subway in New York.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
That'd be pretty crazy. Dang. Okay, so I guess this would be a good little. So we're talking about like posters and stuff. What's like one poster that comes to your head that you just love, and everybody can think of an answer that you're just like that's a poster.
Oh man,
Yeah, it's really hard.
Or
That's
like
really hard.
if there, I mean, I
Thanks
guess
for the pop quiz,
Yeah.
asshole.
thinking of a poster. I guess I'll start with one for me. A simple one but terrifying is Jaws.
Yeah.
I love
Dang.
the Jaws poster. That's
Dang, you
great.
took mine. Dang it.
Sorry, Jacob.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, that one's just great because it's just, a creepy ocean blue color. Just looks like it's going on forever, and this gigantic shark and just an easy little naked chick in the top.
Yep.
And you're just like,
It's so simple, but so terrifying.
right? Yeah, it's such a simple one. It's not over the top.
Piggybacking off of that, this might count as cheating because they're my two favorite movies. American Psycho, nice and simple, just Patrick Bateman blends in with the back with his suit and then the knife.
Mm-hmm.
And then Tron Legacy.
Ooh, that's a good one.
An homage to the original poster, but the nice blacks and blues. You got Olivia Wilde and Garrett Hedlund. Just looks so good. Looks so cool.
Do you have another one?
Yeah, I think for me, another Spielberg movie is probably Schindler's List. I just really love the poster of, Oscar Schindler's hand reaching out for a little girl's hand on the poster, and it's the famous.
Was the poster black and white as well?
Huh?
Wait, was that movie in black and white?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was filmed in black and white, and there's
Am
only
I colorblind?
yeah, and there's only one use of color in that movie, and that's this little girl who's in a red jacket, and she's on the poster, taking his hand. I think that was, it's just such a powerful message about the Holocaust and how, there were very few people trying to help out the Jews during that time.
And The Boy in the Striped Sweater are like the quintessential Holocaust movies.
Pretty much, yeah.
There's one called Defiance with Daniel Craig. Have you ever seen that?
No. And there's also the Pianist as well. And but yeah, so I really like those types of posters that really have some history behind them.
Yeah, I'd have to say the same thing. I love the older posters where there's just so much effort put into them because it's handmade, often painted or drawn on, and it's just so impressive. Because just thinking about like the original Star Wars poster, it's just iconic.
I had a Stranger Things season 3 poster in that style as well.
Yeah,
a little bit.
It's almost like they're trying to bring back an older way of doing things, and it's cool seeing that.
And so, do you almost think that like since they were so, like, can we have posters like that? Do you think?
Oh, I think we
totally can. Yeah.
Which ones that come to your mind in like
maybe
the last like 5 years?
I think a real question is ones that aren't based off like nostalgia, like Once Upon or Stranger Things, where they were back in the time, so it made sense to have their posters like that.
Original.
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I can answer that right offhand.
No.
Shoot.
One that I can think of that I like was I enjoyed the movie, but Baby Driver. I really like the poster for that.
Yeah.
Because that was in art form. It was painted. So, and I didn't really feel like it maybe was paying homage, but I feel like that was just what they wanted to do with that poster.
Yeah.
So that's one that comes to my mind.
Yeah.
But sometimes like you just look at a poster and it's like, fuck, that's boring.
Yeah.
Like one that I can think of is like the Green Book with Mahershala Ali, and it's literally just him and Viggo in a car, and that's just his Green Book, and I'm like, duh, that's like really boring. Like that's the poster you picked. But
and then there are the posters which is just packed full of stuff too much, which I'm thinking like the Spider-Man ones, the current ones for.
Oh, they're trash.
Yeah.
Dude,
Still, I'll have to
Far
say,
From Home is such a boring poster.
I do think that's my favorite of your posters, is your Far From Home one.
Yeah, that was just a new one.
So
that
subtle.
I did.
It's so nice.
Yeah. But then we get into like the whole marketing side of poster making, and one that I think is absolutely brilliant. It's by no means my favorite poster, but it was like the teaser posters for the first Ant-Man and then Ant-Man and the Wasp. It's literally just a white background and just a tiny little Ant-Man.
That's great.
It's just brilliant.
Didn't they release the trailer like that?
They might have.
Like a day or two before the
Something.
actual trailer, they released it like that. That's good marketing.
Yeah,
That's
it
good
is.
marketing.
I do think the only posters that worked having just a smorgasbord of actors were your 2 Avengers movies. Like, he just had to put everyone on there.
It's true.
Especially with Robert Downey looking like Jesus for Infinity War.
Yeah.
And everyone around him.
Yeah.
But besides that, nobody else gets a free pass.
Is there a poster you can think of that's like really bad for a movie, and you're just like what were they thinking almost? Like,
I mean, you got your generic movies with your generic posters, and it's like, you didn't try for the movie, of course you didn't try for your poster.
I mean, I can't think of one.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's probably just some sequel to a horror movie that nobody asked for that's just really bad, or a kids movie or something, like a live action kids movie probably has a cringy ass poster, but I can't really think of one.
Yeah, I'm drawing a blank.
Yeah, why'd
I
you
know
bring
there.
it up?
I'm just making conversation.
Oh yeah, I can. I definitely know there are bad ones out there, but I just can't think of any
Oh man.
right now. But
What are we thinking, guys?
You know what? We can just make this its own podcast.
Yeah.
We can keep going.
Keep going. All right. What are we talking about? Open
What
up
else
the
you got on your
floor.
list? There's a long frickin' list.
Yeah, I've been kind of bouncing around, kind of like picking
That's
up
all right.
little things.
I highly respect your field, because I've tried to make my own few graphics and thumbnail making. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun, and there's a lot of stuff that can be learned.
yeah,
Yeah, that's like one
Photoshop
thing-
and Illustrator are such a beast of a program.
Yeah. That's one thing when I did decide to do this. I never wanted to go to a 9-to-5 job
Yeah.
where I just
I love the work from home
push
in
the
my
papers.
boxers.
Exactly.
Did you ever think about, like, it's a shitty industry, but ever thinking of going to, like, advertising?
Yeah.
Like making graphics for advertising?
Oh, I'm sure I will be doing that. Yeah,
Mhm.
for sure. Because graphic design is a client-based field.
Right. Mhm.
So yeah, I could be one example that my professors were always throwing out when talking about what kind of job you want to do. Like if you want to work at this actual design firm or more in-house, you can just work for State Farm directly and be their graphic designer, and
Right.
you'll just be promoting their product.
Mhm.
So it's just something like that. Or you could be making the Nets Pepsi logo. I'm not even going
Real.
to say Coca-Cola because that's not going to happen.
No.
Pepsi.
But yeah, I'm really looking forward to doing this kind of advertising
Mhm.
actually, because working with the clients, I haven't gotten to do too much, but whenever I did, I really enjoyed it because you get to really talk with them and get a look inside their mind and what they want out of this and how to make it successful for them.
What's the
Yeah.
dream, David?
Dream is movie posters.
Movie
hands down.
posters?
Always has been, always will be.
Any specific ones or just
I'd love to do a superhero movie poster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One day, David,
you will?
Yes.
you and I will be working on the White Panther stuff.
There we go. Let's do it. But then I also want to do some design work for like nonprofits too.
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
Because they are a nonprofit,
Mhm.
they don't have that much money.
And when you
Yeah.
have the convenience of being in a comfortable job, you can do pro bono stuff
Mhm.
easily.
Yeah, because they're all about just helping them, and which is just so noble.
Yeah.
And if I could do something to help them, help other people, I hands down want to do that.
Mm-hmm. It's just easy peasy.
Oh,
Do you think like you'd ever get into like photography as well? Because I know photography and graphic design go hand in hand pretty well.
yeah. There's always
Because then you'd be able to make your own stills of stuff.
yeah. Photography is a whole nother field.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like I'd have to. I'm gonna have to learn that on my own. But a lot of people just hire photographers to do stuff for them.
Right.
Um,
But like if you're able to cut that middleman out in the future.
Yeah, I'd love to do that. I've always loved photography.
Mhm.
Haven't done too much about it, but
You got a camera.
I
True.
have a camera.
You got a camera.
Yep.
That's
That's all you need.
Okay, it would be really cool if you could like if you're just out on a walk and you see something, you're like, I could totally turn this into something. You're just like boom,
Mm-hmm.
boom, boom, bam, and you just mesh all those things together. And you're like, this is cool,
Mhm.
and you can make that a print, and someone's like, I want to buy that.
Yeah.
Yeah, have you ever thought of like more of abstract stuff almost?
Uh,
Kind of like fully original.
Yeah, there have been a few before that I've done. It was probably a few years ago that I've done it. I'd take my favorite superheroes and
Mhm.
I'd take one of their comic book quotes, not from a movie or TV shows or anything like that.
Oh, yeah,
but
like
an
you have like
actual comic book quote that I feel really best
Mhm, yep.
defines the character.
a Green Lantern.
And I
and
do
whatnot.
a sort of
Mhm.
minimalistic thing out of that. So that was always really fun. Maybe I'll get back to that.
You ever want to make oh my God. People that make like strictly just an image out of words. Like one big one I noticed recently
man.
was someone wrote the whole script out of a movie, and when you panned out, it was like someone's face
Mhm.
from
Oh,
that
that's really
movie. And I'm
cool.
like,
That's
that's a lot of work.
that was actually the start of his poster.
Oh,
I
mhm.
wanted to make Christopher
Oh,
Nolan
his
portrait
face.
out of
Damn,
a
that'd
bunch
be
of quotes.
ambitious.
Holy
And
crap.
I tried for a few days and I just couldn't. get
Yeah,
it to
that's-
work.
That would have been nice.
That was probably 2 years ago. I tried that and it just wasn't
Mm-hmm.
happening. So one day I'd love to try that again. But I'm just gonna keep on keeping on. So
Have you ever thought about like almost like Caleb's like White Panther. Like, do you have like a mascot or a character of your own that you maybe thought about bringing alive through digital art?
Not really.
No. There's never like no doodles or anything like you were in.
Dude, I'd totally be down for a collaboration.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
could
I'd
do
love
some.
to
You could
introduce
do
a
some
character
stuff,
to
dude.
The universe.
You know how cool that'd be if like you could actually see your sketches come to life.
Oh yeah.
Like that'd be fucking awesome. I would love to just. I probably still have some little notes of. I was gonna make my own comic series in middle school, and it was called Howard the Penguin. Very original for Howard the Duck.
Yeah, definitely have to change the first name.
But I love the name Howard.
Copyright.
Penguin?
And he just, I don't know, it was just him, and he had like two little like penguin buddies, and they just went on adventures. And there was.
Did you even know of Howard the Duck at that time?
I don't know if I did or not.
Probably
I
not.
Probably didn't really.
I just remember
don't
like
think I did.
I just
Yeah,
remember like
same.
in class I just would sketch, and I just had this simple drawing of him, and he had like a little bag that had a fish hanging out of it, and a cup for hot cocoa. And I just said Howard the Penguin. That's what I named him. And then I just made like an ensemble of characters, and I probably made like one or two little issues. But so I was just curious if you ever had like that. If you ever had a character that you created and like wanted to bring to life in some form. Like, would you ever consider like
David
comics?
the Great.
David, the big old D on the chest.
Oh my god.
Like, can you do that like with just?
I could totally try to.
Yeah.
I don't think I would necessarily do that for myself, but I remember my senior year of high school. In my drawing class, we kind of teamed up with, I think it was a first grade class, and they all drew us little pictures, and then we would have to translate that.
Oh, that's
to a
awesome.
Bigger scale.
That's awesome.
With more detail and everything. And that
Probably
that
blew
was
their
a lot
minds
of fun. That
with
was
the
a lot
final
of fun,
product.
yeah.
I hope your little kid liked this.
Yeah,
If
me
not, you
too.
should have. Oh, you didn't get to see it. Oh man, I wish you would have been able to like go
Yeah.
and like personally be like, "Hey, bro, this is what I did." He's like, "This is fucking garbage. You
This is
ruined it."
crap.
All right, if a first grader is saying this is fucking garbage, what world are we living in?
Honestly, that's probably why they didn't let you do that. Because like, if there's always gonna be that one kid.
That's like you ruined it.
Yeah.
And just starts crying like, "Oh."
Is it too
That happened one year.
I definitely remember. I think I'm not sure if your guys' teams did this in middle school,
I
but
think I know where you're going.
Oh, I
with
'Cause
that.
my
forgot
team-
the concept of teams in
we
middle
did
school.
right. But so
Journey.
hell yeah, the team that never was.
Team that never was.
But yeah, it was. I think it was from Southeast or some elementary school. They would send us pictures of characters they had created, and then we were supposed to write stories for them
You're
based around the
right. Holy
character.
shit!
I did that
Oh my
too.
And then we would take a trip to the school and we'd drop it off to them. And then they would read it.
yeah, read it to us.
Yeah.
Like on recess or something.
Yeah,
Oh my
exactly.
gosh, I totally remember that now.
And I remember I loved doing that. I think I still remember this kid made like a hockey puck looking guy with like a purple cape on it.
It's just the Oreo
And it's-
mascot.
Actually, I think it was. Now that I think about it, it's very similar to Meta Knight. It almost looked very similar to that. Now that I
Oh my
think,
God, yeah.
I'm pretty sure he got the
Circle with the
concept from
cape.
it. Yeah, but yeah, I remember that. That's really cool doing like stuff for like the younger generations.
Yeah.
Like just
How are you with like concept stuff? Just like sketching stuff out in draft period and then bringing that out, or do you usually start?
Hey,
in
do you even
digital?
sketch? Or yeah.
That's something I really need to work on.
So you don't
I
sketch.
don't sketch. Oftentimes, I just come up with an idea in my
Mhm.
head,
As we all do.
and I just
Because that's
Go
definitely
for it.
a very
Make things
underrated
happen,
skill.
computer.
yeah.
Like when we started storyboarding for the first time, just like being
Oh.
able to try
Oh,
to
yeah.
come up with stuff quickly.
Yeah.
It's like
Mhm.
one, this takes forever, and two, it
Yeah.
looks like crap. I have no idea what we're trying to.
It's just like
show.
I've seen all the behind the scenes of the Pixar movies. They
Yeah.
look so good. Why
Yeah.
can't mine look like
The
that? I
first
have a
red
stick
flag
figure.
was trying to make the box,
Mhm.
and I was like, "This is just taking forever."
Yo, yeah, it's. But then like, when you can do it, it pays off
Yeah.
because then you see what you want
Yep.
your vision to be as your
Mhm.
first
Yeah.
form of it coming to life.
Yep.
Especially because you can do it so much faster and get like the final
Mhm.
look of the product before you take it to the old
I
grindstone.
definitely had to do that a lot more during my college years because
Mhm.
that's something
They shove down your throat.
they pretty much force us to do.
Do you have a notebook?
Do you find
Sketch
yourself
notebook?
sketching
I
in
think I
it?
might actually have mine with me.
Okay.
But yeah, they especially for like logo design. There was a project. There was our first branding project that we had to do.
Mm-hmm.
We were assigned either a airline, a grocery store, or I don't remember what the other one was. But I was assigned an airline, and we got to come up with our own names and our own stories for everything. And we would
That's
have to
fun.
make a logo and advertisements and everything for that. And a lot of the research part of the project was just sketching out logo ideas and stuff like that, which was so difficult to do for someone who at least doesn't do that much. So
If you want, David, I can share you the deets to Skillshare. Not sponsored. We should be sponsored because they sponsor everybody. You've heard of it before, right?
I
Skillshare.
haven't actually.
What?
Really?
Do you watch YouTube?
Look who you're talking to.
Yeah,
This
he
guy didn't
doesn't.
grow up with SpongeBob.
It's
True.
to give even more free
Okay.
advertising space. It's a website that just hosts a bunch of classes. I mean, you pay a premium, but you'd be sharing my password, so you'd have access to all these classes. And literally, it ranges from filmmaking, writing,
Mm-hmm.
to art, to knitting, to literally everything. Anything artistic, at least, is there and on the border too.
So if you just want to be like
That's really
how
cool.
to start a sketchbook, there's probably
Yeah, there's
20 plus videos.
yeah
of
very
people-
niche categories like just sketch art.
Yeah.
Just being able to know the basics so you know what to do, because you don't need to get into the finer details of like learning how to draw a hand.
Yeah, yeah. That's like my hardest thing because I've always been artistic. I've always been this kind of perfectionist.
Right.
So, so
We
just
all are.
sketching out this really rough drawing is
As
it's
long
just
as you
not
can
me.
get past like stick figures,
Mhm.
then that's like, okay, I can see this. Where it's just a stick
Yeah.
figure doing
Yeah.
this thing, and you got like that stuff in the background. You're like, this looks like trash.
Yeah, I'm not there
Yeah.
yet. I still do stick figures. but I still
Yeah,
have
no, I can
phones.
I can barely draw stick figures. That's why I just stick with writing words. I can't draw this. Oh boy.
Have you ever thought of now going from Skillshare to like Wix? Not sponsored either.
Oh my god, yeah.
Have you ever
graphic design
thought about doing like your own website?
thrives on a website?
Well, actually, it was back in
Is there something in the works? Should we not be talking about this?
no
Spoilers.
in a art class I took at my community college. We were actually forced to make a website portfolio for ourselves, and I did use Wix out of that.
Oh wow.
Um,
Suck it,
How-
Squarespace.
How'd it work? How'd it feel?
Wix is really bad.
Oh,
Yeah.
they make it feel amazing.
Granted, it
Oh,
has
no,
been
they
like 3
don't.
years.
I mean, if you're just someone who just wants to make a simple website, it's totally fine.
That is kind of their whole shtick.
Yeah.
Fast and simple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I made it in like probably a day or two.
I don't know if I've ever truly
Did it
been
just
on,
feel
like, a
very
Wix
basic?
Yeah.
website.
Okay.
100%.
Have you ever been on like a Wix website? Do you know if you're on a
Not
website?
that. No, it doesn't say in the
It
URL or
depends
anything.
on what. I think there's a way. Because I think on mine.
What are
What
websites?
How do you internet?
Yeah, but typically when you get, at least for Wix, it's like your main domain name and then it's .wix.com. So
Oh.
that's usually how. I think there is a way to maybe pay for a way to get rid of that out
to
of
just
your
put like
URL.
whatever.com.
Yeah. Obviously, I wasn't going to pay for that. But then in my professional practices class at NIU, which was a class where we were basically just building our own brand as designers, like all of our business cards and letterhead stationery system, we were actually forced to make our own portfolio website again. Which, granted, I already had one, but that was just total trash. So I ended up using a site called WordPress, which has thousands and thousands of different layout templates, which really allow you to get into the actual code of websites, which is so complicated.
Yeah.
Getting my website to work properly is...
With no coding background.
Yeah. Well, we had, I think, like 3 weeks of coding beforehand,
Okay.
but that was a semester before.
Was
It's a
that the
little
one
rusty.
project you like came to my house and you were like, "Hey, can you navigate through this? And can you click on certain things, or is that a different project? you
That
break
was
my website.
That was done in a different program, but yeah, there's another website program generator maker thing that's no longer in use called Adobe Muse.
Oh yeah.
Yep, that's what I made a lot of my websites before starting WordPress, which is no longer in use by a lot of people. I think it's still operational, but it's like been ended by Adobe. There's no updates for it, so
Old news.
Rip.
that was really difficult too, especially on an airplane trying to make a website that's due the next day. Yeah.
Sounds like David's college in a nutshell. I've
Yep.
been working all day and night. Theoretically, he's just been working all night,
True.
pushing it off to the last
basically,
day.
Yeah, I work at night.
Yeah, guys, trust me. Trust me when I tell you this. You may think making art and all that is easy, but this boy has told me
Seen
some
it.
horror stories. I have seen him at his like lowest. What college has done to him with art, it is painstaking what he has to go through.
Yeah, people that
It's-
think that an art degree is bullshit. It's like, no, it's not.
It's really
No.
not. People
Yeah, it's still hard to get, but
like even like my. This is a good segue into one of my talking topics. Topics.
It's late.
Yeah, it is late. But when I first started at NIU, we actually had to interview to get into the program. Which even if you passed the interview,
Oh, I remember
you
this.
weren't
Yeah.
officially in
Mhm.
the program. So if you passed the interview, which they even forgot about my interview,
Oh, David.
but I passed the interview, I got in, but like I said, I wasn't in. During your first year, you take 3 design classes, and you have to get a 3.0 GPA average across those 3, which sounds easy, but when you're someone who thought you knew what you were doing,
Mm-hmm.
and then you find out graphic design is a totally different thing. I made it, guys.
I thought honestly the dumbest thing you had to do was buy your own supplies
Oh yeah.
for your projects.
Yep.
The school never
Mhm.
supplied anything to
Damn,
them.
really?
No.
Talk about struggling artist.
yeah.
Exactly.
When you're in college.
I've easily spent my 3 years at NIU easily over $4,000
Yeah, I could see that.
And art supplies.
because my laptop crashed.
God.
I think it was the spring semester of my junior year, so I had to buy another $2,000 laptop, and then you have to pay for all the Adobe Suite, which was I think $150 a month or something like that.
A month?
A month.
Yeah, it sucks. My mom, she got all of her,
Shh, don't say it. They'll hear it and take it away.
pretty much her company bought it for her
Yeah.
forever, so she never has to pay.
Oh.
That's nice.
Yeah, I think I'm still holding on to the student discount, and
Mhm.
I'm gonna try to for as long as I can.
Yep,
do
that's what you
Caleb
have to
did
do.
for such the longest time.
Yeah.
Oh
What was
yeah,
that?
basically pirated it because you could cheese their trial version. You could open up the .exe file or something, and then just change the serial number slightly, and then do it again, and it refreshes the trial.
You'd have to just do that like almost every 30
I
days.
think they fixed it though.
Oh, really? He got away with it for a while.
Mm-hmm.
They brought in that update patch.
Yeah.
But yeah, being an artist and designer is not a cheap field at all.
No,
And it'll pay off.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It always does for the people that really
stick it out.
try and
Yeah.
push themselves. And
Yeah, that's one thing, because I remember in my class we started out with, I think it was 27 people in my class, so it was already a small
Mhm.
class, really, when you think about it.
Mhm.
But we dropped down after the GPA cut to, I think it was 18 or 17 people. So we're like, shit. Bye.
it's like Survivor, like who's
It-
leaving
yeah.
the
It
island.
really is.
And it
Who's
was
next?
really
Who's leaving
sad
next week?
'cause throughout that first year, you build these relationships with people, and you knew some of them weren't going to make it. I'm not naming any names. They probably won't even see this.
Tyler.
No, there wasn't. A
Not anymore.
But then there were some people. But then there were some people who you thought were really good and shouldn't have deserved to be cut, and it's those kind of people that you
Make
miss.
America bring them back.
I mean, the
Yeah.
kid that was drawing anime characters in math class didn't make it.
No, he didn't make it.
Oh man.
Dang.
Yeah, that seems. It almost
I think
feels
my-
like the nursing. You know how competitive nursing fields are.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
Yep.
People literally go up to the final day and then they're like, I can't do it, and quit. And you're
Mhm.
just like, you just wasted all that time. And
I think my final class ended with 15 graduations.
you started with almost 30.
Yep.
That's insane.
Yep.
50%.
And then
Damn,
the
baby.
junior class, the class that came after me, they got cut down to only 6 people.
And started with like 30 again.
I think they had less, but
Damn.
still. Luckily, they had. Wait, no, they got cut down to 8, and then got 6 transfer students. So
Dang.
they're only at
Yeah.
14 now. So
Yeah.
Colleges be like that sometimes. man.
Exactly.
And then they just like, well, now you gotta change your degree.
Mhm.
Give us more money
Yeah.
because you're not good at what you want to do.
I remember for my engineer orientation, they literally said while we're like in the auditorium, look to your left, look to your right.
Oh my god.
You won't see these people when you graduate, because like the graduation rate was like 1/3.
Yeah.
And look who didn't make it.
I
I was in college for a month.
I
Shit's
mean,
expensive.
yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
college isn't for everyone, and there are so many people who.
There's a lot of
Just
people that
fine
deserve to
without
be in
it.
college that just can't afford it.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Yeah,
that's,
it's
that's
true.
another side of it.
Just make college free, honestly, for people.
Yeah, it would never happen.
Yeah, well, that would have been nice 4 years ago.
Right?
Yeah, exactly. It's done
Now
for
I'm like,
us.
screw it, whatever.
Yeah,
Now.
Right.
it's done for us.
Yeah, you're gonna be those types that's like, I had to pay for it, so my kids have to pay for it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sorry, kids.
You little shits had to go through what I went through.
Oh man, that's yeah. Moral of this podcast: college sucks.
Mhm.
It really does.
And does it pay off? Maybe.
I hope it does.
Yeah.
I don't know, you're
yeah.
still in college. How does it feel?
I
You
mean-
went back to college.
I haven't truly started my classes yet, so I'm starting them this semester. So I've been just doing bullshit classes,
Mhm.
and I'm just wasting money. At this point, I just took biology again, and I was like, I fucking hate my life.
Yeah.
So, but all those classes are done, so I get to start the fun stuff.
Total different topic, but are you open for commissions? If someone just hits you up and they're like, yo, how much for a print?
Yeah.
Custom print.
Has anybody ever reached out to you?
Yeah.
Oh,
There
sure.
have been a few people before, like I just mentioned, not just mentioned.
But earlier.
Yeah, the guy, his name is Nick. He played Ares in Justice League. He
Mhm.
just reached out to me. There have been a few actors from my favorite show, which you despise, Chuck.
I despise it just for the love of despising
Yep.
it.
Actors Mark Christopher Lawrence and then Julia Ling. They both followed me. They both were on the show together, and they both contacted me to do some projects for them, which
Shoot.
inevitably fell through, but still being able to get
Yeah.
in touch with them.
I have a good question
Yeah.
when you're done, though.
No, go ahead.
Has anybody stole your work?
Yes.
Ooh, spicy
Yeah.
time.
Here's looking at you, WB.
Here's looking at you, Terminator.
Caleb was the one that brought it up.
Go on.
But yeah, there have been a few times where I'd just be like searching on eBay looking for
Oof.
a poster or anything. Like I
Interesting.
remember there was one time I
Etsy.
was looking for a Batman Superman poster just for the hell of it. And I come across a few posters of my own and I'm like, are you kidding me right now?
What do? You reach out to them or you just...
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like I didn't even have an eBay account. So I made one and then I wrote the guy an email. I'm like, hey, this is mine. Take it down.
they?
DavidHatesSteelers.com.
I think most of them did, but some of them I can't really do too much. I feel like.
Did they just ignore
Dang.
you, or did they write you back?
Some of them must have, yeah. It's happened a few times. And
Has anyone wrote you back saying that they're not going to take it down?
No, they probably just ignore it at that point. But then going to these conventions all the time too, I see all the time people trying to sell artwork that I know isn't theirs
Right.
because I follow these artists on Instagram. So it's just my biggest fear is seeing.
I was about to
myself.
say, what if?
Hopefully, I do wonder some of those could be with permission. Because you
It
would
could
think
be.
some people would
It
get
could.
outraged by it.
Yeah.
Do you think you'd open up like a eBay or an Etsy page and just have a few prints out there and see if anyone? Because literally, people search for.
Yeah,
that
do
poster.
like a metal print, wooden print, stuff
But
like
then
that.
that comes down to like
How do you make it?
licensing.
Exactly.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
shit.
that's the
I
big.
didn't think about
With
that.
the stuff that I make, aside from like those comic book quote
Mhm.
posters that I used to make, I can't really sell my stuff, which sucks. But I'm
There's
not
got
in
to
it
be
for
an
the
end
money.
around for it because
Well,
there's
'cause
plenty
how
of
does-
people out there that do
How does
sell.
Boss Logic do it?
Oh man, he's
I feel like he's got an exception because he's working with these companies.
But
Yeah.
beforehand,
yeah,
I feel like
he hasn't always been, and I don't know. Maybe he's just
Living
maybe
life
it's
on the
not
edge.
as scary as people make it out to be, but
Have you done much research into it? In the selling aspect?
mainly just the research I've done have been just in lectures and classes,
Mhm.
and I have asked a few of my professors before, and they just basically say it's best just not to do
Right.
it. So.
Avoid the headache.
Exactly. So I'm not looking to sell any stuff. So
Mm.
yeah,
Maybe that does
sucks,
open the
but-
door for like original stuff.
Mhm.
Yep.
Some just abstract stuff.
Yep.
Or original creations.
White
So
Panther, dude. You guys, come on, collaborate, do it.
Yeah, I'm always.
Yeah, you want to see my fourth grade art looking
let's do
Hey,
it.
type?
I'm gonna try to find my Howard the Penguin
God.
shit.
You know whose cartoon I want to see it come to life was Damon's cartoon,
Oh,
Buddy the
Snowy
Elf.
the- yeah.
Or was it Snowy,
Sno-
Snowdy the Elf?
Snowy the Elf.
Yeah.
But originally, it was called Smokey the Elf.
Oh my god.
Fun fact: 5th grade,
Yep.
Oh,
we would have like our own like 5th grade newspaper that we'd make, and like people would have like stories to write, and
Which
he'd always
fun fact
do,
I worked on that paper.
and like 3 people would get to choose. Bless you, by the way, get to choose, make their own comics,
Mhm.
and Damon did Smokey the Elf for the very first issue, and it got printed somehow. This was 5th grade. It
Yeah.
got printed, so we all got it, and literally it was like him like smoking cigarettes and like playing basketball, but like
Yeah.
it reminded me of like The Simpsons. Like
Mhm.
he drew
Yeah.
really freaking good.
He did.
in
that's
5th
one thing I
grade.
remember about him. He always did that.
Like it looks similar to that style.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah, it
like
was.
it just kind of was like, man, I should just like text him and be like, yo, send me a quick pic of
Yeah.
of Snowy the Elf. 'Cause then he changed it because he got in trouble, so then he changed it to Snowy the Elf, and I think it survived through middle school.
It did. I think it survived up until maybe 7th grade, possibly.
But yeah,
But-
fun fact for
That's the
that.
Damon that's in Arizona.
Yeah.
now?
Yeah, he was in
Right.
Dead Man Walking. Go watch it.
Dude.
Link
Oh,
below.
yeah, he was.
Exactly.
But no, honestly, if you want that picture, I think I still have a copy of the newspaper at my house.
Oh my gosh.
That I can send you.
it to me so then I can show Caleb. That's,
Oh, yeah.
That's some good shit right there.
Oh my god.
Awkward silence.
Awkward silence.
Is there anything that we haven't touched on that you wanted to talk about? Stories?
I just want to make posters. God damn it.
Yeah, it's just so much fun.
I just want to make a movie
Making
so then he
things.
can make me a poster
Yeah,
again.
yeah.
Honestly, I just want to write a book so he can make the cover for it.
There you go.
That'd be great.
Guys, we have to do stuff to help him out. Come on,
Yes.
let's all do something.
Please.
I mean, we should take our pictures of RPP tomorrow, even though we look 2 years
Yeah.
older and I have facial hair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can throw the green screen up to make it even easier.
Yeah, but
Just need those torso shots at minimum, or at most.
whatever he's envisioning. I think what you were
I
talking
don't
about.
even know what I'm envisioning.
I knew
It was
way
Doom,
back
right?
when it was the Doom poster, the Batman
Yeah.
Doom poster.
Yep,
But
that's still a possibility.
but is there any other things? If
Anything
not,
else on that
I was
list?
gonna have a wrap up question, but I feel like we covered a lot of it. We just kind of bounced around.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
All right. Well then, here's my wrap up question for you. What's coming up? What's hinting towards a project you're working on? Maybe like I don't know. What are you doing?
And what's your goal? like output goal? Like how many like designs do you want to post? Weekly, monthly.
Yeah. What do you want to do with your Instagram? Because obviously,
What do you want to do with your life? What
what
do
do
you
you want to
even
do? What do you want to do when you grow up, bud?
All right,
Wait,
guys, this is gonna be another 4-hour
Oh
podcast.
gosh.
But no, in terms of my posters, I just want to do as many as I can for as long as I can.
Right.
I'm thinking about. I've been doing pretty good. I try to do 2 a week, which is a lot more than what I used to do.
Yeah.
But
Helps to stay relevant.
Yeah, that's like the hardest thing because.
I don't know how the algorithm works on Instagram.
Oh God, it sucks so much.
Yeah, it doesn't really work. Hashtags, but I don't even understand hashtags.
Right.
I use the hashtag fun, and then I have like 8 random people like it. I'm like, what? How did that work?
Yep. But yeah, I've had my Instagram since I think it was 2014,
Mhm.
Yes.
and I just passed 500 followers like last week. It's just so hard getting a following. And
Mhm.
I've
You need
reached
to
out.
you need to find like a niche almost.
Yeah.
Like one I
I
follow.
think you got it. Movie.
Well, like
posters,
a
TV
good
posters.
example is I follow this like Muppet history page. It started back in like February, and now he has like over 30,000 followers within just a few months. Like I feel like you just kind of need to. It's hard to find a niche, to find a specific fan base to
Yeah.
do like. Because there are people that are just like Superman or Darth Vader or like Kirby. I don't know why I just thought of that one, but like there are just like there are pages that are
Pink
just
Kirby.
yeah
Little
like
puffball.
there's just like it'll just be called like Kirby fan base or something, Kirby fan page, and then it's just gonna have pictures of all different Kirbys on it from different sources, and so it's when you look at like Instagram graphic design people, like you think of Boss Logic instantly, but what are some other ones? Do you know off the top of your head that are also pretty big? Like he's the only one that is in the millions, right?
He might be in the fan art community. Yeah, the only one who's reached 1 million, which is God, it's incredible.
If you think like 1 million people press that follow button
Yep.
for a
It's
dude that
insane.
makes posters for like
I
Marvel
mean, they're the best
movies.
posters on the market.
They are.
But,
Best concept.
Yeah, but like just
Mhm.
like 1 million people. That's like a lot of people that like the same thing. And to be fair, there's probably a lot of bots and stuff.
I'd hope
but-
he'd
Oh,
be
yeah.
in the tens.
But there's one guy that I've been following for a long time, even before my Instagram. I followed him on DeviantArt.
Oh,
His
shout
name-
out DeviantArt.
Yeah, I used to use that. His name is Cameron. His username is CamWin or something like that.
Cam
I
Win.
Clever.
don't know.
Mm.
But he does a lot more posters, at least in my kind of style, a little bit more realistic kind of movie posters. So
Okay.
that's someone I've looked up to for a long time and talked with him about it a lot. And he's a really cool guy. But yeah, Boss Logic just being in million. One thing I've noticed to really be able to get this following is you have to post a lot, like at least once a day, which is just nearly impossible for
Mhm.
me.
For somebody who's not getting paid for it, yeah.
Yeah.
Which
And
is
plus, you don't want to always show like, all right, this is day 1 of this poster. All right, this is day 2. Oh, but here's the final project.
Yeah.
3 days in a row.
but people don't really.
But it's cool when you
Care to
do
see
stuff
that.
like that Logan one where you have like the poster and then you got the
Yeah,
other one
that
where
was
it's
Oh, like
something
kind of
I
like the little
tried
video
out a few
thing.
times,
That was
yeah.
fun.
But yeah, that's this posting every day is, at least for the next few weeks, a challenge of mine.
Mhm. Do you ever want to do like those month challenges? Like the themed ones where like I know one was like Inktober,
Yeah.
where like someone drew ink
Yeah.
stuff like every day of the month.
Oh, that's cool.
Mhm. Really pushes you to. Or it could really burn you out too.
Oh, it totally can. I feel like for me,
I
those
think
are
that's a nice time period too. A
those
month.
are too restrictive.
Yeah.
But then at the same time, that's challenging.
Mhm.
Something I
It's
think of
just
is
not
like
really.
the Thunderdome.
Mhm.
We would have like monthly challenges where they would say 1 minute, 3 shots, can't move the camera. You have to
Honestly,
say
we should just
applesauce.
think of a generator, and just like do that, and then think of a theme,
Yeah.
and that's what we gotta do.
Yep.
Since they're dead, basically.
So yeah, for the next few weeks after we get back from this trip, I am starting a challenge of my own, where I am going to attempt to make a post every single day for the next 23 days. And I will be making a brand new poster for every movie within the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Is that
Starting from Iron Man in 2008 all the way until Endgame.
Is that
Very
why it's
nice.
23?
Yep.
What's the 23rd?
Endgame.
Yeah, there's
Oh,
23.
22, and that was 23. Okay.
Yep.
I'm
So,
confused.
yeah. Probably won't work out, but
No, stop it.
it's
Stop.
hard,
Once
especially
those
for
thoughts
these
get in your
big
head.
ensemble movies like the Avengers or even Guardians. It's those, because I want them to be good.
Right.
I don't want to just put out.
And them not to be
Half-done
samey.
stuff.
You want each poster to feel like it's
Different,
different.
yeah.
Yeah.
They- you know, if one of us just texts you, just tell us to shut the fuck up. You're
Yeah.
distracting me, okay? Like, don't be the nice guy.
No, I just
like-
ignore it.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
I kind of would rather you yell at me, but
Yeah, trust me. If you want to skip a few Game of Thrones Fridays, to go for
Oh,
it.
no. God, no.
no, that's his like relaxation.
Yeah,
time.
that's the relaxation day.
R&R.
Until his favorite character dies. Who's your
Yep.
favorite character?
I think you said Tyrion, right?
Tyrion.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
You shut your mouth.
Tyrion's great.
But best
Yes.
of luck on your
Cheers.
challenge.
Thank you.
I hope you succeed in every way, and I hope you've been getting a few recent ones have been getting in the 1,000 likes. So I hope you catch on that hype.
Mm-hmm.
I think posting on your story is also
Yeah.
helps.
I've started doing that a little bit. I need to. It's just with this whole algorithm thing. It's just total pain in the ass.
You don't even get started with the YouTube one. Makes no
Like, I
sense.
feel
Oh my god.
Instagram has always been, or at least before the app Vero came out, or Vero, however you say it, Instagram's always been the artistic social media app.
Right.
So I feel like it just sucks how they limit the views that people get. It's you can't control it, but it's whatever.
Oh. I have a closing thing for us to do. So does anybody have
Another one.
Another one. This was how we'll end it, but does anybody have any more like final thoughts before I ask? the
I
question?
really like this because now I want to just open up one of my sketchbooks and just go to town, even though it's 1:30 in the morning.
1:30 in the morning.
I wanna
Yeah,
do
that
stuff,
clock's
some
off,
artsy
Jacob.
stuff.
Okay, see, I kept looking at that. I was like, it's midnight. Wait,
Man,
what?
I was just thinking this thing was just flying by.
Yeah.
Nope, it's 1:30 in the morning.
Okay.
That's not bad.
What else
It's
is
not
new?
bad.
So anybody final thoughts on David Jones podcast hour?
David Jones.
Nothing.
Nope.
Okay.
It's
I'll take
just
Go out and support your local artists.
Yeah.
especially
Go support your local David.
Yes. Go
yeah.
support the Davids on Instagram.
Yep. There's
So-
Instagram Jones Design posters for my posters, but then I have my professional profile, which I'm still building a little bit. I think it's like d.jonesdesign, and for
There will be a
my
website in the future.
there I do have a portfolio website.
Give
that
this boy a
is-
follow. Give him a follow. He deserves it.
He does.
If I had another account, I'd follow him, but I don't. So I'm not gonna make one. But you can make another one.
True.
Follow him twice.
Yep. But my professional portfolio for any design needs out there, professional or otherwise,
Design
dmjonesdesign.com. So
Yeah.
that's
alright.
about it.
Since David has had a challenge that he set for himself, I want all of us three
Okay.
to make a challenge right here on this podcast. And then
Kind of sucks that we have a YouTube channel that we also have to focus on.
but I feel like it for me, I kind of have thought about it actually the last few days, so I guess I'll go first so
Film
you
a
guys can
skit
think.
every day for a month.
That'd be awesome.
That would be
No, but
season
I
3 right there. Boom.
want to write another short film, and I've been telling myself that I've wanted to write one for a long time, and then it hit me why I haven't because of writer's block.
Oh.
So what I'm going to do is write a script about writer's block. So
Interesting.
Huh.
that's all I'm going to say because I have some funny ideas of how I'm going to handle it, but it is going to be fourth wall breaking. That's what I'll say, is that it's going to be very meta. So
Did this kind of hurt after watching that video and we were drunkenly trying to talk about filming Limbo?
No, not
God.
no. I thought about it. I think I think I thought about it like the day the guys came down, because I don't know why I was just like thinking about wanting to just write something new, and so this is the thought. I have a reminder in my phone like every day now to start just writing little notes about it, but I'll see where it goes. So that's my challenge for me to write that. I'm ideally before school starts. I would like,
Right.
so I got about a month now.
Ooh, and
to-
wow, this is perfect because tomorrow, technically today, is August 1st.
yeah.
So the month starts now.
Yeah. What about you guys?
Interesting. I guess I'd like to draw more. I got a character book that's close to being filled out all the way. I guess if I tried drawing every day, I could fill that out and then.
New
open up a
characters
new
or
one.
just updated designs of characters or
Well, yeah, some characters that need to be fleshed out and they're go through their designs and whatnot, and yeah, add some stuff, all notes and whatnot. Especially because I really like going through the character book because like you could see my terrible, yeah, from like childish to somewhat legible could be read. Yeah. Quick tangent. One thing that's really inspiring is the creator of One Punch Man. I think he just goes by One. His web series is god awful. The art, like his art, it's not awful, but like to manga standards, it's low par. But the fact that this man can create such an amazing story with that art, it's
Yeah,
really
it's
inspiring.
what the fuck
impressive.
am I doing?
Yeah. So it's like if that dude can make a comic with below average type art, then
Why can't I?
yeah.
Right.
Exactly.
Jacob?
Yeah, the biggest thing for me is getting back on the writing train because ever since I finished school, I really have just not had that motivation to get back to it.
This is
Ever since then,
this is the podcast to listen to
yes, I
to
know
motivate you.
exactly. I can start playing the Rocky song in my head, but yeah, I definitely want to because just reading Caroline's book, that's really inspiring me to, get my freaking book written out. Or at least get the full outline done and like maybe have a rough draft by the end of the year, maybe. But
Do it.
that's very because I'm still there's like one thing I'm just trying to figure out what the like message of the story is supposed to be. That's the one thing I'm getting hung up on. But I feel like once I figure that out,
Damn theme.
I could
Right.
Do you have the
exactly.
ending?
Huh?
Do you have the ending?
Oh yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I've got the ending. It's just I don't know what the overall
Right.
theme and message is going to be of it yet. But yeah, I mean, I also do. Fun fact: I also do poetry as well, and I need to get back into.
Yeah, he really took a liking to poetry.
I was actually just thinking that when we were talking about challenges. Yeah.
Yeah, because I took two semesters of creative writing poetry at NIU, and I just absolutely loved it. My teacher was an actual poetry writer, and I don't know why. I just loved doing it because it's pretty much almost like writing songs. You can pretty
Yeah.
much,
I mean-
you can pretty much let out your feelings and everything.
That's literally
Writing
what rap
poems.
is rhythm. and
Exactly.
Poems.
Exactly. And fun fact, I even wrote a poem that was very similar to a Violent Eminem song.
Oh my
It was one of my longest ones,
Is
and
it
I think
that one I'm thinking
Is it the
of?
one-
yeah,
Oh
it's the
my
one you guys
gosh.
both read.
It was good though.
yeah.
That was a very I made a lot of edits to that in the final draft for the class, but yeah, no, I definitely want to get back into it. Hopefully, maybe I'll move on from the big idea I have right now and go to another one and like work on that.
Yeah.
Maybe.
People
Works.
have a lot of scripts, a lot of stories, a lot of posters.
Mhm.
They're like, I'll come back to you. I'm gonna go work on something else.
Right.
Yeah.
So
So what do you think your month challenge is going to be? Just write
My month challenge is definitely try to figure out what this message should be in this book and hopefully get a full outline of it done.
I think you should also write a poem.
Poem a
A
day.
poem.
A poem a day.
A haiku at least.
Actually, I think I might actually do that.
Try that. Seriously, try that. When you get home, just
Yeah.
try to write a poem.
And you know what you could do? You could turn that into like a Shel Silverstein type book.
There you
Exactly.
go.
I mean, I pretty
A
much
poem
already.
for every day for the month of August.
Do little drawings for him. That'd be dope.
Stick figures and all.
Yeah. Stick figures and all. Yep.
Oh.
For sure.
Well, this has been a fun, different podcast.
This
Yeah.
has been very inspiring.
You're
I want
right.
to go listen to like the workout mini now and get even more inspiration.
Because most of our podcasts are just revolved around movies or movie news. And this was still revolved around movies. Every podcast will be. But we really haven't done a random one like this in a very long time. So it felt good to
Literally,
it up.
what's the last topic podcast we've done?
I mean,
Christmas
I was about to say Christmas.
or MCU?
No, wasn't your
Strictly
guys'
topic.
Oh, would you guys count your favorite movies of the year so far as
That's
one?
still movie.
Movie,
I guess,
and we
MCU
did,
as well.
and then we did news though.
Yeah.
I guess Christmas and the cartoon ones.
Yeah, and that was a
was-
very inspiring one as well.
Yeah, that was
Christmas not so much because it's just Christmas. It just made you
Yeah.
feel good inside.
But yeah, the cartoon one. Go back, listen to that podcast. That was first 5 maybe. It was definitely before Christmas. I feel like
No, I think it was after.
it was after.
It's probably still in the 10s.
Well, anyways, it's a really good one to listen to if you want to hear Caleb and I geek out over the imagination of some of our greatest cartoons on the big screen.
If we get known as the freaking cartoon live action guys, then I don't care. I
We
want to
made
make
it.
good movies.
But comment below maybe what your monthly challenge is for your inspiration of art. Tell us what art you're into: music, poetry, posters, claymation. Claymation's awesome. I wish I could do
Claymation is
that.
insane how
I
people
wish
can do that.
Wish I had the patience for that.
Or just stop motion in general.
Episode 12.
Episode 12. Very nice. But yeah, guys, I think we're going to wrap it here. Thank you, David, for letting us do this. I just randomly messaged him one night, and I was like, dude, I think we should just do a podcast talking about, you and your art and shit, because I don't know what poster you posted, but I saw it, and I was like, this is fucking great. We should talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I still love that Far From Home poster.
Yeah,
So
that was
nice.
fun making.
and hopefully you guys can get on the podcast sooner than later. I don't
Mm-hmm.
really know when the next time would be, but
Moved.
yeah, move down. Then you can be on it every episode. We'll just buy
I'm telling you, that's
we'll buy
in the
another
plans
table,
right now.
get some more mics, so you guys can actually talk, unlike the last podcast.
Who wants to split this room with me? It's nothing but space. I can clean the closet.
Oh, sweet. That would be my room.
And then someone can get kicked out whenever there's a lady around.
Yeah, for
that'd be me.
yeah.
Yeah, that'll be
Well,
Harry and Lloyd.
On that note, guys, this has been Andrew.
And David.
And Caleb,
And Jacob.
Peace.
you got something?
Oh.
Bye!
Adios, muchachos.